AI makes us feel productive, fast responses, instant code generation, everything flowing like magic. But here's the catch: that flow often hides a dangerous illusion. You're moving fast, but not necessarily forward. That's what I call the productivity illusion of vibe coding. Vibe coding happens when we rely on the feeling of momentum instead of the accuracy of reasoning. The AI produces lines of code that look right. They even run sometimes, but the logic underneath is shaky. It's like sprinting on a treadmill, a lot of motion, zero progress. That's where MCP, modular cognitive programming, breaks the illusion. Instead of vibing with your AI, MCP structures the collaboration. It forces the model to reason, plan, and execute in modules, just like a senior engineer would. You stop guessing what the AI meant because the process makes its thinking explicit. So why should you care? Because every time you fix a bug in AI-generated code that almost worked, you're paying the price of vibe coding. MCP saves that time by preventing the confusion before it starts. It transforms AI from a fast typist into a disciplined co-engineer. So your speed finally means progress, not chaos. Have you ever felt like you're being super productive just because an AI is cranking out code for you? Like you tell it what you want and suddenly, boom, a website, an app, or some tool appears and you think, wow, I'm killing it. Like that's exactly the illusion behind vibe coding. At first, it's magical. You feel like a genius because in hours, you've created something that looks real, something tangible. But here's the truth: what you're seeing isn't real productivity, it's a carefully staged illusion that makes you feel busy and successful, while the real work, the understanding, and the control are nowhere in sight. So, why does vibe coding feel so productive? Well, the human brain loves quick wins. You make something small, see it working, and dopamine spikes. Your brain thinks, I'm accomplishing things. Social media loves this too, with people posting flashy AI generated apps or websites, and suddenly everyone is celebrating amateur success like it's mastery. It's empowering for non programmers. You don't need years of training, no messy syntax, no debugging headaches, or so it seems. Early successes feel simple, intuitive, and satisfying. And if you're just starting out, that's tempting, really tempting. But here's the kicker: the costs are hidden and they pile up fast. That small app you launched could end up costing way more than you think in cloud fees. And because AI doesn't really understand security, you might accidentally open doors for hackers, leaks, or unintended misuse. Suddenly, your productive afternoon has turned into hours of troubleshooting, patching, and damage control. And as your project grows, the chaos increases. The AI doesn't remember what it generated before. It rewrites, reshuffles, and sometimes breaks what already worked. Incremental improvement? Forget it. It's like building a tower with blocks where every time you add one, the whole thing wobbles. This is what some people call the sorcerer's apprentice effect. You know, the story where the apprentice brings brooms to life and they go out of control, flooding the whole place. That's vibe coding. Like AI seems helpful at first, but as complexity rises, you lose control. You think you're getting better, faster, and smarter, but in reality, the system is running you, not the other way around. It gives a false sense of mastery because you're generating output, not solving problems, not thinking strategically, and not understanding the inner workings of your software. The real problem is that productivity isn't about output, it's about value. Generating tons of code that doesn't scale, isn't secure, or isn't maintainable isn't productive. It's busy work. Real programming productivity comes from understanding the problem, planning a solution, testing carefully, and refining it over time. AI can help with some of that, sure, but only when you guide it, when you know what you're doing, and when you use it as a tool rather than a crutch. Relying purely on AI for results is like trying to run a marathon by riding someone else's bike. You might move fast for a while, but eventually you'll hit a wall. So, how can AI actually improve productivity instead of creating illusions? For starters, you have to treat it as an assistant, not a replacement. Set clear boundaries, guide its iterations, and consider systems like the Model Context Protocol, which help AI understand context and maintain consistency across your project. Learn the fundamentals yourself so that the AI is amplifying your knowledge instead of substituting for it. That's when productivity becomes real, measurable, and sustainable, not just a fleeting feeling of, I did something. There's also a philosophical lesson here. Productivity in tech isn't about looking busy or checking items off a list. It's about creating value, building understanding, and improving skill. The more you chase quick wins and superficial output, the more you're trapped in an illusion. The real advantage comes from patience, discipline, and thoughtful guidance of AI tools. Curiosity and experimentation are great, but they have to be anchored in learning and strategy. At the end of the day, vibe coding can feel amazing. It's fast, flashy, and addictive, but don't be fooled. What feels like productivity often isn't. The illusion can waste time, energy, and resources if you're not careful. True productivity comes from understanding your tools, thinking critically, and balancing creativity with control. AI has an incredible role to play, but it's your knowledge and judgment that make it truly powerful. So the next time you feel like your AI is doing all the work, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, am I really building something valuable or just chasing the illusion of progress? Focus on mastery, guide your AI wisely, and you'll turn that illusion into real, lasting productivity.